Hello, what is up everybody? It's me again, Whirlwind Boom, twisting in with another video. In video games, the bosses make some of the best moments that we can experience. They have us fighting with all of our strength and everything we've learned up until this point against a challenging and formidable foe. However, it makes the fight even more intense if both the combatants were almost exactly the same. With an equal set of skills and abilities, it gives each side a fair chance to win. The two are both giving it everything they have, and they won't stop until one of them drops dead. And I'm pretty sure you don't want that person to be you. Anticipation is rushing throughout your body, and focus courses through your veins. You feel excitement stealing yourself as you prepare for the grand trial that lies before you. Then you both go wild, enjoying every second with fist to fist, toe to toe, blade to blade, bullets grinding, blood shedding, bone breaking, power surging, sparks flying, earth shaking, gravity defying, time stopping, fate of the world that hangs in the balance. The ultimate showdown between two equal individuals. The kind of fight that takes two to tango. Ladies and gentlemen, the top 10 battles of equals in video games. If it's true that in space no one can hear you scream, then they definitely won't hear your battle cry. Samus vs. Dark Samus, Metroid Prime 2 and 3. Samus Aran is a bounty hunter employed by the Galactic Federation, and Dark Samus is an evil and malicious being of Phazon. Dark Samus was created from Samus DNA, the abandoned Phazon suit, and the remains of the Metroid Prime. She has caused trouble for Samus almost as much as Ridley. With her having Samus DNA, her body is flexible and capable of bending into other shapes like the Morph Ball. Along with this, she possesses a vast working knowledge of equipment and experience in handling weaponry to kill her nemesis with. She has greater speed than Samus, can inflict more damage than her, and has many tricks that only she can do. She can pull up a shield, create dark echoes, and use Phase's energy to heal herself with. With all of this, she holds mass Phazon power at her disposal. She has a hunger for Phazon, and seems to make consuming it her primary goal. It might be possible that she needs Phazon to stabilize her physical form. She was featured throughout the Metroid Prime trilogy, and is fought as a recurring boss. She was first shown in the secret ending of Metroid Prime, and then went on to become a major antagonist and the true final boss in Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, and then the main antagonist in Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. In Echoes, she is fought in the Space Pirate Mining Facility main reactor, the Aerie in the Sanctuary Fortress, and finally the Sky Gateway on Dark Aether. At this encounter, she is supercharged with Phazon energy, but as a side effect had begun to deteriorate, turning her armor transparent and revealing her internal organs along with a humanoid skull. Even after this defeat, she would eventually return. In Corruption, she is fought for the last time in her sanctum on the planet Phase, where, even with the assistance of the Aurora Unit 313, she finally met her demise. Even though she is gone, the memory of her lingers in the dark corners of Samus' mind. This battle takes the number 10 spot on this list. The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Good men like the Belmont clan. Simon Belmont versus Trevor Belmont, Castlevania Judgment. It's descendant versus ancestor. Simon Belmont, the most famous Belmont there ever was, and Trevor Belmont, the first Belmont ever to actually succeed in defeating Dracula. Each of these mortal men is armed with tools and equipment of holy power including the Vampire Killer, a sacred whip inherited down throughout their clan to use in the war against the creatures of the night.
You will witness the power of a true vampire hunter.
Witness the power of the Belmont clan.
The two Belmonts meet each other in the Time Rift, each having their own variation of their encounter in their story modes.
Trevor Belmont?
I see. If you know me, you must be my descendant.
In my time, you are only a legend. I must defeat you to become a true Belmont.
And you must prove yourself worthy of my whip. Show me! My whip? Are you of House Belmont?
I am Simon Belmont. That whip, you can't be...
Trevor, yes. Time Rift, eh? Fascinating.
I have always dreamed of challenging you.
Then you're in luck. Let's see what you can do.
Indiana Jones thinks he's a whip expert? Ha! He's an amateur next to these guys. I'd like to say, I'm one of the people who actually liked Judgment, and for everyone else who did, it would be an honor for me to place this battle as number 9 on this list. This next game has things most gamers love. Blood and guts, strong language, badass combat action, a consistent breaking of the fourth wall, and a direct home tribute to classic video games everywhere. Travis Touchdown versus Henry Cooldown, no more heroes. Even assassins have to compete to be the best. With weapons that look like something out of Star Wars. So you fought your way up the ranks of the United Assassins Association, learned the whole thing was a hoax by Sylvia, got revenge for your parents whose murderer also happened to be your half-sister, and finally you get back to the bathroom just in time for you to drop one. But what's this? You're saved by, hey, you're that bastard who stole my kill! You're challenging me to a fight? Good, I have a whole load of payback just for you. This is for stealing my kill, bitch. One last fight with
Mr. Sir Henry motherfucker
outside your motel is all that's left. But don't expect it to be easy. You'll learn that his Irish accent isn't the only memorable thing about him. He can use a lightsaber rapier, just like you've been using your lightsaber katana. He fights with fast reflexes, multiple hit combos, and... holy shit! An insta-kill? What? Not fair, man! Not fair! By this point in the game, you should have mastered the art of timely blocks. Well, you'd better had, or you're screwed. Just don't go block happy, or he'll know what you're up to. Evade as well, to keep him guessing. When he stands back and you see a purple aura around him, that means he's getting ready to launch an unblockable attack that will kill you instantly if it lands. So, you know, when he does this, get the fuck out of the way! After a long and grueling fight, he gives you 2 twists. Oh, like we didn't have enough of those in the game already. He is, dun 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 dun, your twin brother, and Sylvia is his wife. And the fight still continues on even as the credits roll. Ah, we missed on all the bloodshed! But anyways, congratulations boys, you got the number 8 spot on this list.
I'll take it all and fucking kill you with it!
Every family is expected to have their conflicts, and even demons have their squabbles. Dante vs. Virgil, Devil May Cry series. Dante and Virgil are both spawn of the demon god Sparda, and because they inherit his blood, they possess many demonic powers and godlike strength, but also, with them being half-demon, their human side abilities are enhanced, making them superhuman. They can shatter boulders with their bare fists, move so fast they can appear to be invisible, jump great heights, run up walls vertically, and defy gravity in movement. They can heal at an alarming rate that would kill a normal human, or even shrug it off like it was nothing. Their healing factor, combined with their great resilience, makes them virtually unkillable. Probably the only thing that could potentially kill them is each other. They are both extremely adaptive combatants. They have incredible proficiency with any type of weapon, displaying near mastery within seconds of receiving them. Also, a transformation is accessible to them called Devil Trigger, which turns them full on demon, increasing their already godlike powers to obliterate anything in their way. Despite the truth that they are twin siblings, their personalities are completely different. Dante is happy living as a human and wants to protect humanity from the demons, while Virgil rejects his humanity and desires more demonic power to surpass their father. They have had multiple fights throughout the series, but personally, I like the final battle of the 2013 reboot the best. Virgil seems good at first in this game, but as we all know he's evil, it was only a matter of time before he showed his true colors. He could use almost everything he had used in his original incarnation, especially his trademark summoned swords. When he is at critical condition, he activates his Devil Trigger, which creates a spectral-like doppelganger to fight Dante and defend himself with. The fight finally ends when Dante nearly murders Virgil, but Cat intervenes. The brothers then part ways, hating each other. If you have a brother, don't let yourself end up like these two. This battle takes the number 7 spot on this list. Have you ever wondered what a fight between a ninja and a samurai would be like? Well, this next one is sure to drop your jaw. Raiden vs. Sam, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. If you're looking for two awesome men with good intentions but are not afraid to dirty their hands with blood, then you won't find any men better than these guys. Raiden, aka Jack, the cyborg maverick security mercenary, and Samuel Rodriguez, the desperado enforcement officer. These two have good intentions for the world, even if they take lives. Both of them view their killing as justified in order to protect society, preserve justice, and defend the weak. They are even willing to break the law and take action into their own hands if they know it is morally right. Distrusting politicians, feeling that they give big promises but are all talk. They seek to deal with criminality as a means of upholding their own sense of justice. They both know that they cannot convince one another about their motives and finalize that the victor will decide what is right. However, Sam was not like this after his recruitment into World Marshal. It had led him to forget the original reason behind his desire for seeking out conflict. Raiden unknowingly reminds Sam of his past self because his ideals and pursuit of justice are similar to what were once his own. His curiosity turns to grudge, causing friction between the two. Sam's wish to fight Raiden at his best and Raiden's desire to get revenge on Sam for his mutilation gave them cause enough for fighting each other. They have had plenty of encounters throughout the story, but the duel that they have in the Badlands, Colorado, USA is a battle that is guaranteed to carve its way into your memory. All while this is happening, Blade Wolf bears witness to it all. Ultimately, Raiden wins, but is shocked to see that Sam barely has any cybernetic enhancements at all. In fact, his right arm was the only thing that was cybernetic. The rest of him was human. Impressive that he was able to fight so well against the cyborg. But the motives behind this confrontation make it even more respectable. The fight is all fueled by them both fighting for what they believe in, to do justice and punish the unjust. Every action they make is for the greater good. That is pretty deep. Vigilantes are always so cool. This battle leaves a mark as the number 6 on this list. How long do you think battles with giant alien robots can go on for? Apparently for aeons. Optimus Prime vs Megatron, Transformers series. This is one of the longest running fights in all forms of media. They are both Cybertronians who have the ability to rearrange their bodies into other vehicular shapes. Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots, and Megatron, the leader of the Decepticons. Optimus Prime is the bearer of the Matrix of Leadership, and Megatron is the one who formed a symbiotic connection with Dark Energon. The Transformers franchise has had many movies, TV series, and of course, video games, but nowhere near as much comics and toys. All of these fights they've had, and they still haven't finished this war. Whether it be on their home planet of Cybertron or our planet of Earth, the battle rages on. Out of all the games they fought each other, I think the final battle in Fall of Cybertron is the best. This game takes us back to the last days of Cybertron, so you feel the end of the world upon you, and that feeling stays with us from start to finish. At the end, Optimus Prime and Megatron engage in one last duel with nothing more than a sword. All while this is happening, both their ships are being torn apart by the portal's unstable force. I'm amazed as to how they can be so focused on each other and ignore what is happening around them. Man, they must be pretty desperate. This was such a climactic game. The whole thing is an apocalypse. We all knew this wasn't gonna end well. But for being on this list, it does end well, as the number 5 battle. Okay, so before I start on this next one, please note that this one is entirely non-canon. Gogeta vs Vegito, Dragon Ball Z series. Here, we have two of the most powerful beings ever in the Dragon Ball universe. Gogeta and Vegito are both Fusion Saiyans, who are made up of Goku and Vegeta, two of the strongest surviving Saiyans in the galaxy. Even though they are made from the same people, the means of their creation are different. Gogeta is made from Goku and Vegeta performing the fusion dance technique, and Vegito is made from Goku and Vegeta each wearing one of the Potara earrings. Gogeta was formed to fight Janemba, and Vegito was formed to fight Super Buu. They may have been shown for a little while, but their power is undeniable. They're over 9,000! They both inherit attacks from who they are made from, but also have brand new attacks originating with them. The only downside to them both is time. The effects of the fusion dance only last for 30 minutes before separation, and the Potara earrings magic is permanent, meaning no separation ever. They are never together in the anime, but in the games, they can face each other. The only reason, and I mean the only reason they could do this, is because you choose for them to. However, in the game Raging Blast, this battle is actually given a story. In the non-canon What If saga, there is a two-part battle, which features both Gogeta and Vegito facing each other to see which is the stronger fusion. The requirements for this to happen mean that there would have to be two pairs of Goku and Vegeta to fuse into Gogeta and Vegito. Of course, there is never two of the same person in one plane of existence. Though if they were from different timelines or dimensions, then I suppose theoretically there could be chances for this battle to happen. I'm thinking the creators were just as curious about this battle as we were. Guess they aren't so different from the public after all. This battle itself is not real, but its place on this list is. The Battle of the number 4 spot. With Greek mythology and tales of legends, there is always potential for great games. And even holy beings of light, like angels, can have a dark side. Pit vs. Dark Pit, Kid Icarus Uprising. This is a battle that really shakes the heavens. As the name suggests, Dark Pit is a darker version of the series' protagonist. Because Pit and Dark Pit's attacks, movesets, and fighting styles are so similar in gameplay, it labels DP as a clone, which actually is exactly what he literally is, a clone of Pit. However, unlike Dark Samus or Dark Link, Dark Pit is not evil and has a personality all of his own. Dark Pit dons a portrayal of an anti-hero-like personality. Unlike his original counterpart, who is loyal to Palutena, Dark Pit is servant to no one but himself, refusing to take orders from anyone. You gotta admire his sense of freedom. While Pit was fighting the Underworld army, Pandora, under Medusa's command, used the Mirror of Truth to replicate Pit. However, Pit destroyed the mirror before it could finish copying him completely, and because of this, Dark Pit was born a flawed and incomplete clone. Instead of serving her, he rebelled against Pandora and refused allegiance to the Underworld army as he was intended for. After Pandora's destruction, he absorbed the remains of her powers for himself and gained the ability to fly independently and indefinitely.
Bring it, puppet! Who are you calling a puppet? Palutena says jump, you jump. She says fight, you fight. It sounds like a very satisfying existence. For her, that is. I have absolute faith in Lady Palutena. The Mirror of Truth doesn't lie. I'm a reflection of your true self. So maybe your faith in her isn't quite so absolute after all. What would you know about faith anyway, you treacherous Blackheart? Lady Palutena always guides me the right way. That's why I follow her. And the Mirror of Truth you mentioned? It's nothing more than a pane of lies. Pandora was just using it as bait. Looks like I touched a nerve. Methinks the puppet doth protest too much. Oh, will you give it a rest already? Okay, fine. Do what you want. Or rather, keep doing what she wants. But I, for one, refuse to be a puppet. These wings take me wherever I want to go. Not if I take you down first.
Later in the game, he undergoes a major personality change and ends up becoming Pit's closest ally to fight great evils like the Chaos Kid. Dark Pit also appears as a newcomer alongside Palutena in Super Smash Bros. 4. In the secret Easter egg of Palutena's guidance, it reveals what happened after Uprising. Dark Pit joined Viridi's army, the Forces of Nature, as a commanding officer. The fight between the two pits can have its rematch if you put only them as the combatants. You decide who wins. You can have Pit triumph once again, or you can bring about a different outcome where Dark Pit is the victor. We'll see who the fallen angel is now! This battle takes the number 3 spot on this list. When it is said that there are different sides to people, this battle could prove that statement to be true. Sora vs. Roxas, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. From an emotional series like Kingdom Hearts comes a heart-wrenching battle. When someone loses their heart to darkness, they become a Heartless, but also along with a Heartless, a nobody is made. Roxas is Sora's nobody. In the events of Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora gives up his heart to give Kairi back hers, whose, at the time, was sealed within Sora. But also as a result of this, Roxas was born. After the first moments of his manifestation in Twilight Town, he was found by Xemnas, Xehanort's nobody, and the leader of Organization 13. He was recruited into their ranks to complete missions for them and collect hearts from slain Heartless. He could use the Keyblade because he was Sora's nobody. During his time in the organization, he met Axel and Xion, with the three becoming best friends. Sadly, the organization did not allow them to maintain their friendship and tried to pull them apart. Roxas broke his friendship with Axel because he placed his loyalty to the organization first and captured Xion to be punished for going rogue. Roxas was forced to kill Xion when Xemnas reprogrammed her to kill Roxas. He then betrayed the organization and left so he could find Sora. All of his problems had, in some way, been connected to Sora, so Roxas thought Sora was the key to bringing Xion back. Despite Riku, Ansem, and Naminé getting in his way, he eventually confronted Sora in the world that never was. The two fought each other in their awakening. After his defeat, he re-merged with Sora. Sora didn't even know it was Roxas he was fighting. In fact, he wasn't even aware of his nobody's existence. I find that really disappointing. We all feel so bad for Roxas because he has suffered so much pain and sadness. We really didn't want to fight him, although the game itself had other plans. The music that plays during the battle is emotional too, because it is fitting of the sorrow of Roxas. Since we are playing as Sora and fighting his other half, it makes us somewhat feel like we are fighting ourselves as well. Deep down, we know that we really shouldn't be doing this. We shouldn't be fighting against ourselves, but we are. This is, without a doubt, one of the most saddest battles in video games ever. Rest easy, Roxas. This battle takes the number 2 spot on this list. When you think of the world's best video game character, along with his arch-rival, you've got yourselves a winner. Sonic vs. Shadow, Sonic the Hedgehog series. Come on, you all knew this one was gonna win. Sonic and Shadow are both anthropomorphic hedgehogs and probably the fastest beings that ever existed in the video game world. Shadow can perform every attack, move, and trick that Sonic can do, plus his own. He can use the power of Chaos Control with just one Chaos Emerald or none at all. He is more of an anti-hero, but when the situation is dire, he is able to put his feelings aside and team up with Sonic and save the world from evil. Ironic considering that that's how he started out in his debut game. He destroyed police and military forces, got Sonic framed for theft, and was preparing to commit genocide with the Eclipse Cannon to destroy Earth. The fight aboard the space colony Ark is probably their most well-known battle together. This was a critical moment in Sonic history, and to this day remains as one of the greatest times throughout the entire series. The fight is a high-speed running battle on a seemingly infinite road. As the two are running forward, the road behind them is collapsing, so players cannot afford to decrease their speed. When they run too far ahead of the enemy hedgehog, they will use Chaos Control to warp back onto the road in front of them. When the players fall behind them, they will unleash a special attack. They are momentarily left vulnerable after executing this attack, giving players a chance to hit them. This fight was so popular that since creators were making an anniversarial game, they decided to recreate this fight in Sonic Generations. However, the fight is altered from what it was like in Adventure 2. Shadow has a ring count in contrast to what he had when people were playing as him back in Adventure 2. The road is no longer an infinitely straight line. It is now a full track rotating around the arc, complete with multiple levels, ramps, grind rails, and speed boosters. The road no longer collapses behind you and is completely stable, but that doesn't mean it's okay to slow down. This battle is more like a race. Ahead of you, there are floating purple energy spheres that gives to whom grabs it a point to a power gauge. When this gauge is full, it will grant a special power-up. If Shadow gets it, he will teleport directly in front of you and launch a barrage of Chaos Spears, and when you move past them all, he throws a Chaos Lance, to which you must avoid. When Sonic gets the power-up, his dash is empowered that send meteorites flying into Shadow, slowing him down. When Sonic runs into Shadow while the power-up is still active, he will lose all his rings in mere seconds. The battle ends when the ring count reaches 0. Now this feels awfully familiar now, doesn't it? These two fights are some of the battles that Sonic and Shadow have had already, but there are still many more to come. For all we know, the rivalry between them will never end. Let's all look forward to the future and the fights that it will bring. It is my pleasure to crown Sonic and Shadow the best battle couple in video games. And this concludes the top 10 battles of equals in video games. Hope you enjoyed the show. I must thank you all for being a wonderful audience. Did you agree with the list? Are there any you didn't see on this list? Which fights had you on the edge of your seat with jittery fingers? Feel free to list your best matchups in the comments section below. And if you were entertained with this movie, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos done by me, and stay tuned for next time. This is your host, Whirlwind Boom, twisting out.
The name is Travis Touchdown. Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show.
I would also like to thank you for coming this evening.
And the show will go on. I hope to see you all again soon. And have a good night.